YouTube? Creepers Rank here, and today I'm going to be doing a really exciting deck profile for you guys. It is a deck that you guys can probably already tell what it is. I'm just really excited to give it for you guys because I've been waiting for this deck, not only for it to come out in general, but, you know, that I can actually show it to you guys, because I've had it for the deck for a while now, and I just wanted to show you guys because I just have been waiting for a couple cards to come in the mail so that I can do the deck profile, because I'd rather do this deck IRL instead of on the screen that is right in front of me. There, I bumped the thing. That is right there. The screen I record on my desk. Anyway, let's just jump right in this deck profile. You guys already know that I jump on my words a lot, and I like to ramble because, I don't know, that just happens to me all the time when I'm making these videos. I don't intend for them to happen, but they do. As you can see, I'm already doing that. So, first three cards in the deck are Luster Pendulum, the Draco Slayer, because he's literally one of the most broken cards in the format. He allows you, along with in combo with another card, Luster Pendulum. You know what, why not just call it Luster Pendulum, Performage, Plushfire, best card ever in the format. This card literally, in combo with this guy, allows you to go, like, if in theory, without all the XCs and all that stuff, go +3 or +4 if you want to think about it. So this card, so you get to pop this card, Special Juggler, so that's 1, add another copy, 2, and then off of that, you get to, not only when you special, when you add in the synchro, the XC summon, you get the search. So if you think about all that, I said excluding the XC summon, I forgot that you actually need the XC summon to make that third plus. You go this, pop, your special, add, so that's 2 XCs with whatever you have in your hand, which you probably have like almost 99.99999% of the time. Special, whatever you need to do, and then, you know, the search and all that whatnot, and all this craziness that the deck can do off of those 2 cards. Literally the best, you guys can't see that. Literally the best combo of the format, I think, because other than, you know, the Magician, Pepe, or Eminem, whatever you want to call it, that deck has its own kind of thing going on that doesn't really need to rely on Performage, Luster, Pendulum craziness. Next best 3 cards in the deck are Damage Juggler, because this card literally searches out everything in the deck and can also stop attacks. Whenever it's in the grave, you banish it, and then you get to search anything. Literally the best card. I'm probably saying literally a lot, because everything in this deck is crazy. Next up, we have a very underestimated card and an underrated card is Performage Mirror Conductor. This card allows you to switch the attack and defense of your opponent's monster on the field by paying 500 while he's on the board. In the monster zones, obviously, if you guys don't know that. While he's in the Pendulum zone, he switches the attack and defense if the defense is lower. So, that happens, but most of the time you want to use his effect while he's on the monster zone, so that you can just, like, switch attack and defense, special Gigabyte or whatever that you need to do, or just, like, Pendulum summon stuff. Overlay and make Ragnar Zero pop draw. One of the most effective plays that I like in this deck, and it's just super fast. You get to clear stuff with Ragnar Zero, clear more stuff with all the other plays that you get to make with, like, Pendulum summons that you probably haven't used, because half the time you're not going to be using your Pendulum summon off of that. A lot of the time I find myself normal summoning him so that I can save my special summon, and then my Pendulum summon comes into play. Next card we got is Trick Clown. You only need 1 really in this deck. Some people play 2, but I only find myself needing 1 because this card is so easily accessible. Also, if I didn't say it before, this card is a low scale, so that comes in handy a lot. I find that sometimes Plushfire, which you guys can't see, Plushfire and this card go hand in hand sometimes, because sometimes you need, like, Plushfire and him to, like, complete your scale when you don't draw into your Luster Pendulum, which is down here. But sometimes I find that some people think this card is way more important than this card, but I feel like this card can come into play a little bit more often, because not all the time you're going to be drawing into Luster Pendulum Plushfire. So when you do see this card, 1, you can pop that, fill your extra deck, and then you get to search it. Well, you get to search it, and then you can complete your scale, and then special. And think about that. You already have a scale complete by that time, and also you get to Pendulum summon a whole bunch of stuff. So think about that. Don't underestimate that card, because he's very, very good. He's a spellcaster, so he's a Gigabyte target that you can just special for, and all that stuff. So think about that for a second, because a lot of people like to underestimate that card, and personally, he's one of my favorite cards in the deck. This card, again, back to this card, you only need to play one, really, because one, he's so easily accessible, and while he's in the grave, you just bring him back anyway, so, yeah, one copy is just great for me. Next two cards in the deck are Performage Hat Tricker. A lot of players are playing one of this card only, and one Trick Clown. But sometimes I find myself needing two of this because, yeah, you can totally search this card really, really easily if you have to. But when you think about it, you sometimes need that extra special summon because, think about it, you have all these different summons like Pendulum Summon, Normal Summon, Fusion Summon, Xyz Summon, and Synchro Summon in this deck. And sometimes you need this to make your Xyz plays, because you're gonna exhaust your normal summons in this deck more than you think you are, and then you're gonna exhaust your Pendulum Summon way more often than anything else in this deck. You know you're gonna exhaust that very quickly, and when you do that, and sometimes you just need that extra push just in case your opponent like pops everything on your board, you can like special summon this real quick and then keep going in your plays if you just got wiped out. So just think about that. But sometimes I do really miss having the ability to go search like a second Gigabyte if I really have to, because I only play 1 Gigabyte. I've been playing like one copy of this sometimes, and 1 and 2 Gigabyte, but sometimes I bounce back and forth between the options of that. It's really up to personal preference right there, but personally I find that having the ability to just have that extra special summon comes into play. I'm just trying to fix the camera a little bit. There we go. Next up for my reptile targets, we got double Mass Chameleon, because I like randomly being able to synchro all the time. He's easily accessible, and I can pendulum him and then just synchro into Ignister, which is just stupid. Gigabyte, because Gigabyte is absolutely ridiculous in this deck. He's a win more card, and I just love having the ability to just pretty much special him whenever I want, because this deck is almost entirely spellcasters. So being able to, like, on top of all your pendulum and whatnot and normal summons, and if you don't have scales or anything and you have to use him, which most of the time you'll probably use him more likely than not, to just synchro for anything, or not synchro, to Xyz for anything that you really need at the time to keep your plays going. So yeah, he's a very good card, and on top of that, he is a win more card, so. And the last reptile target, we play a Part Naga because he's a low scale and he can boost if you really have to. Next cards that I do play are these cards, because these are supposed to be him. What happened was, I ordered 2 more copies of this guy, because this guy came with the deck. So I ordered 2 more of him on eBay, and I ordered them over a week and a half ago, and the guy that I'm talking to, the guy that I ordered them from, said that there's going to be tracking on the package, and on the first 2 days that it was, actually after the first 3 days that it was said that it was shipped or whatever, I was like, okay, it's moving along fast. It was going to get here along with my deck and everything, because I ordered this alongside my deck when I got the deck online, because I got the majority online. I saw that it would update the tracking, like, oh, accepted or whatever, very quickly. After those first 2-3 days, I don't really remember, it deleted the tracking history and has not updated since. So I don't know where these cards are in the United States right now, and I don't know when they're coming. So if they don't come within this week, or within like the next 2 days, because this is recorded on Tuesday and I'm going to post it tomorrow, most likely. I just got busy the last 3 days, as you guys can probably know. I had stuff coming up, unless I didn't tell you guys. Anyway, I'm gonna contact him and either tell him that I want my money back and that I'll just send it right back to him if I do get them, and just get it from someone else, or I'll wait for them to get here and just get 2 copies so that I can just play the deck, because this card is way too good not to play at 3. Like, literally, 1, he's a low scale, and 2, he just skill drains your opponent's scales, so having that ability is way too good in this format, so I really need to have the ability to play 3 of this card, and it really upsets me when I like drawing this card. I'm like, oh, that should be a Vector Pendulum, and I get really mad, because those should have been here a long time ago, and he's literally half the time ignoring me, and I'm really starting to think that he's lying to me, because he said that it's shipped, but I can't confirm that or anything. It says paid and everything, and I spent a good chunk of money on 2 copies of that card, and I have not seen them in over a week and a half. Archery eccentric, because this card is just ridiculous, and it's worth every penny of it. It came with the deck, so I didn't really have to pay like full price for it, which is I was really happy about. And frankly, I've just been wanting this card forever, and it's just a really good card all around. Best pretty much card in the format, because everything is specials. Max E, if you guys don't know what that does, you can dump it and then just draw every time your opponent specials, which this deck sometimes does need to be able to draw into whatever it needs to. So playing 3 of that card is pretty quintessential for the deck. So next up we play Gemnut Granite. Alongside, to complement him, I play double Brilliant Fusion, because the 1-3 ratio is just way too much of this card, and the 2-3 ratio is way too much of this card and way too much of this card. Because 1, that takes up too much space in the deck, and pretty much 1, you can use this card with Master Chameleon and make Xyz plays. So this card isn't really that dead in the deck. If you draw into him, yeah, sure, he's dead, then you can just like Xyz with him. So that's a thing that can happen. He's DT, if you guys can't tell. Yeah, there you go. But these 2 cards, sure, you can like use him and him once, and then just like boom, they're dead. But this guy's still on field, so you can dump the other copy if you draw into it, so that you can like boost Seraphinite, which comes up every once in a while, which is actually not that bad of a play. But I find that this ratio is better than any other ratio that is being played out there, because I've seen people play like 1 of this and 3 of this just so that they can dump 1, and that's just way too much space being taken up in the deck. So yeah, and then pretty much the most insane card ever created, compared to the format actually, is this card. You Wavering Eyes for 4, and that's game. I only have 1 super rare, if you guys can tell. I'm trying to get 2 more, but it's Wavering Eyes. It doesn't matter if it's common or not. Next up, 3 Instant Fusion. This card is pretty much one of the best cards in the format, because you can just go Nord and Xyz and do a whole bunch of craziness. I only have 2 supers and 1 common, which is kind of annoying, but that's all I could find. I found 2 supers, and someone bought the last super, and then I just found a common, and I was just like, cool. 3 common upstarts, because any other rarity of upstart is way too expensive. Regeki, and then for the last card in the main deck, we play Dark Hole. I'm just trying to speed this up. We got double this card, because 1 is super generic for this deck. You make it all the time, pretty much, and when you do, half the time you're pretty much going for game anyway. So, anytime you really go for this card's game. Like, anytime. Half the time you're going to, like, Luster Pendulum this card and then just win. So, playing 2 there, this card is way too good and way too effective, and a lot of people are just like, when they see me, like, make this card, they're just like, wow. And then, like, if they do get rid of it, I'm just like, make a second one. Next up, we got Stardust, which I find can be very, very good, because you can save your scales and all that stuff. And also, I don't own an Omega, so I figure why not just play this card. King Pharaoh, because it searches pretty much the best cards. Well, not really the best cards, but it searches like a lot of your plays, almost like 85% of your plays that you make in this deck. So, like, searching Master Chameleon and Pendulum and making Ignister is like one of the biggest plays that you make in this deck, other than like getting Luster Pendulum on the field. Ragnar Zero, as I was talking, you know, going Mirror Conductor, Gigabyte, or anything really with Mirror Conductor equals draw and less monsters on board. This card, because this is one of the best cards of the format, because you can just, it opens up OTKs, because you can make him so easily, and when you do make him all the time, you just like, you're already going to have like these guys on field, unless you have this guy. This will be your board a lot of the time, or like this will be your board, or this will be your board when you're finishing your game. So really, you only need 3 monsters to finish the match. Your board will be filled up for a while, but then you'll just like make these 3 guys and win. Let's get these guys out of the way and just get through the rest of the deck profile, because I do have the side deck to get to. Castel, 101. This guy I don't really like, but you have to play it pretty much. This guy to finish games. This guy because he's ridiculous. This guy because Norden equals win more. One of the most ridiculous rares I've ever seen. You make this, it equals protection of your scales, equals a dead Luster Pendulum out of the grave, and equals Ignister, and a lot of, just a whole bunch of stupidness. I'm so lucky I got that on my sneak peek, and I'm so lucky I didn't trade it, because someone asked me if they could have it, and I said no. And I almost sold it to the guy that is at my card shop that I go to, down in Gamers Gambit, the place I go to, and he didn't want it when I was about to sell all this stuff to make money, to buy some other stuff for the deck, and I didn't realize how good the card was because I hadn't seen it before, and yeah, it was just too good, and one Seraphinate, obviously. I think I only have 3 minutes of battery left, so I'm trying to finish it in more than 3 minutes, in less than 3 minutes, I mean. Sorry, I forgot to take out the side deck. We play Blastoise because that card's too good. Sorry, it was just this card pretty much like $25, and I found it on the floor of my school. We play one of the weirdest choices I've ever made because I hadn't played this card previously, and I just thought that it is, in my personal opinion, while you can side blocker, you can do this permanently until your opponent gets rid of it. So yeah, that's the thing. We got triple this because it's just too good. Triple this because Cosmo, triple this because Cosmos, big matchup, this because Cosmo and Pendulums, and this because you auto-lose to traps. Anyway, my camera's about to die. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, hit that like button as hard as you can, and subscribe to my channel for Yu-Gi-Oh! Gaming videos. Hope you guys like this deck profile. Sorry, I'm speaking really, really fast. And anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed.